Howdy, church. Prophet Chad. This is a little different, ain't it? You know, I've had some people talk about how you need to show your face. You need to show your face. And I'm like, well, the no-face prophet. And they're like, well, you need to show your face. And I'm like, well, most of the people that look at these, listen to these, know what I look like already. But they're like, well, there's probably some that don't. Anyway, going back and forth. My thing's always been, you don't need to see this mug to hear what God's telling you. But here's the truth of the matter. I don't care whether people see my face or not. I teach and preach all the time, so it's not like people don't get to see this. I'm not running from the law. I'm not some convicted felon on parole doing things I don't need to be doing. How all this got started was when I started doing these in text form. And I was sending out text to a lot of people. I actually started out being 2 people. And then it grew, and then it grew. And anyway, it got to where the texts were getting longer and longer and people weren't reading them. And I'm like, well, maybe it'd be easier if I do it in audio form. So I started hitting the little microphone on the text thing and started making little audios and sent them out that way. And then I discovered that a lot of people weren't getting the audios. The file was too big or due to service or whatever else. And I'm like, okay, I need an easier way to get these out to people. And after searching for other options, YubTub ended up being my choice. Wasn't completely happy and satisfied with it, but here we are. I'm going to tell you how I got the name for the channel, No Face Prophet. And after that, I got a quick word for you. But the way the name came about is all that stuff I told you I was doing it in audio form. I call them audios. I don't even call them videos. This is the first one I've done where you actually see me that's classified as a video, but the format is video. And I usually just lay my phone down on the table or put something over the camera so you can't see nothing. I'll tell you something funny about that. Some of them where you see the blue film or the light beige film and you see the light changing, that's not me doing some kind of 70s psychedelic thing. That's actually a piece of Scotch tape or painter's tape over top of the camera and me pacing around the room. And as I walk by my big picture window or different windows, the light comes in and out. See? Everybody thought maybe I was doing something fancy. He's like, no, just painter's tape. So the way the name came about for my channel, and then a word, is when I first started doing the YouTube thing, I was telling my daughters about it. They're 12 and 14. And they wanted to see it. So I showed them one. I said, there's nothing to see. And they're like, well, Daddy-o, we can't see your face. And I'm like, well, people don't need to see this mug to hear what God's telling them. And my oldest daughter's so like, what? You're the no-face prophet? There you go. So that's how the name of the channel come about. It has nothing to do with mysterious, not wanting to show my face or anything like that. Not even remotely close. I do like giving people a hard time about it and saying things like you don't need to see this to hear God. But that's where it all come about. That's how it all got started. I have no desire to be an influencer. I have no desire to be a YouTuber. I don't know that there'll ever be another video. If anybody ever says, well, people need to see your face, there's one video on there. Go look at it. You'll see it. But here's your word. I got a story for you. Just said my daughters are 12 and 14. Well, when my oldest was a baby, teeth started coming up, growing and everything, and went to the doctor, and the doctor asked, does she use a pacifier? Yes, sir. You need to take her off of it. Yes, sir. Because with teeth coming in and stuff, the pacifier was going to cause problems for her. So I did what the doctor said, and I took the pacifier away from her. That, without a doubt, was the hardest thing I have ever had to do. Now, I've had to do some difficult things in my life, but that was the hardest. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this pacifier that I was taking away from her, it was only 2 nights, but it was 2 nights that was just a nightmare. I felt so bad. I felt horrible. I honestly felt like a bad father. I knew I wasn't, but I didn't stop the feeling. That's a little bit of revelation right there for you. But for 2 nights, and then it was gone. But what bothered me so bad is she was crying. She was upset. She was reaching for it, asking for it, wanting it. And up until this point, I was the one giving it to her. I wasn't holding it back from her. And now something that I've given to her for comfort. Are you hearing? This is your word. The thing that I've been given to her for comfort, I am now responsible for taking away. There's no talking to her. She doesn't speak well enough to understand the reasoning behind this. She just knows it's something I'm giving her, I'm now taking away. Most unpleasant 2 nights of my life. But she got over it. Her teeth come in just fine. I obeyed. Now, if you've not picked up on it yet, let me explain this word for you a little bit. There are going to be times, and these times are coming up now, where you have things that God has been giving you for comfort. Remember, the theme here lately has been God's people growing up. Finally growing up, church. Finally growing up. That word finally is a detail that I don't think people have been picking up on. It's not been, it's time for people to grow up, to finally grow up. Okay? There are some people that I know that are babies in the Lord. They're moving along just fine like they're supposed to. But there are some of you that have been in this perpetual state of infancy that we've been talking about for far too long. It's time for you to finally grow up. You've been this way for too long. It's time to move forward. It's time to get on with it. God's going to start jerking out your comfort. Like a rug being jerked out from underneath your feet. Something you stand on. Something you take comfort in. Things that God is giving you. He's fixing to take away. Not because He wants to cause you harm. Not because He wants to hurt you. But because He's your daddy. And He loves you. And He wants to see you grow. Can't leave you like that. If He lets you keep that pacifier in your mouth, it's just going to cause problems later on. That's what these things are going to be. They're going to be like that pacifier. And if they're left alone, they're going to cause you problems. It's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to get off the pacifier. Are you hearing what the Lord's telling you, church? So does seeing this face make any difference? Does it make it any less impactful? When God speaks, it doesn't matter what it comes from. Whether it's a bush, whether it's a donkey, or whether it's a fuzzy-faced old fella. The Word of God will be heard by whatever means He needs to make it be heard. Yeah? Cat ain't here. Yeah. Love you all.